had to go to...
Why are there so many segments?
Hi, how are you?
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. For this show, somewhere around the middle of July, our post July 4th show 2015. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Buenas noches. I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And here we go with another show. The rundown is, well, we got a lot of stuff going here. Busy show tonight. News, and Adele is here with, of course,
It's Easy Being Green.
All right, I
Yay,
teased
we're
it
back
properly
on
tonight.
track.
Nort, Beckerman in the Spring Healthy Minute, our
took a while.
CEB Community Bulletin Board file, news for seniors, and another in a continuing series installment of Rich Remembers, and finally we'll wrap it up with Miriam Gennari talking with her guests about something. I don't know. Anyway, that's our show. But before we go, hey, social media reminder from our partner.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1, and also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. And here we go. Camera 2 with the first of our news items. Well, beware. If someone from Dominion Virginia Power calls you, one or more scammers are posing as Dominion Power representatives and threatening to cut off services unless immediate payment is made. The company issued a statement reminding customers that that Dominion does not take payments over the phone and never request immediate payment by cash, PayPal, Green Dot, or other debit card or prepaid services. You can visit www.dom.com/scams to learn more about this and how to protect yourself. Daniel.
Well, Craig, the county recommends that people and pets stay away from Donaldson Run near Military Road. It's become an environmental hazard since a broken sewage pipe was discovered last Friday, July the 10th. The spill is close to the 3000 block of North Stewart Street and affects the area downstream of the pedestrian bridge on Donaldson Run near Military Road. The county's Environmental Services Department is working on the issue. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and also in our news items, acting Arlington County Manager Mark Schwartz has just promoted Anita Friedman to be the Director of the Department of Human Services. Ms. Friedman was Deputy Director from 2013 until May of this year. Until this week, she was Acting Director, replacing her predecessor, Suzanne Eisner, who has just retired. She has a master's degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and has lived in the county since 1990. So congratulations to the new HS Director.
Absolutely,
for Arlington
Craig.
County. Daniel.
Congratulations or felicidades,
Felicidades
to Ms. Friedman.
Very good, Senor Pineda.
Well, Mr. Nolan, last month, Arlington Public Library added a new service. You can now borrow digital content. Hoopla lets you stream or temporarily download music and audiobooks. There's an app for Android, Apple, Kindle, and yes, even Nook. There's no software to install on your computer. Just log in to library.arlingtonva.libguides.com/hoopla. An Arlington Library card will allow you to now check up to 6,000 items, and that list is growing. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and also in our news items, well, Mitch Pascal has become the new principal at Tuckahoe Elementary School. Just this month, the Arlington County School Board appointed him on July 1st. After working as an assistant principal, he was working as an assistant principal at the school. Mr. Pascal has worked with the school system for all of his 24-year career. He has a master's degree in gifted and talented education from the University of Virginia and an education specialist degree in administration. Mr. Pascal is also adjunct professor at George Washington University, and so congratulations to him as well.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of the good stories today.
Daniel.
Well, Craig, in the wake of South Carolina removing the Confederate flag from its state capital, several other public locations with Confederate ties are being questioned. Arlington may be affected as well. Change.org has a petition with almost 4,000 signatures asking to rename Route 1 because its namesake. Jefferson Davis was, in their words, a slave owner and white supremacist. State Senator Adam Ebbins supports a name change, although he says it's because Davis isn't a Virginian. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and as promised now, we'll be back with CBB and other stuff coming up right after we hear from Adele. And
It's easy being green.
Hey,
Hey guys,
Hi, Adele.
and don't forget, there's our friend here, Joe Tree Frog. It's easy being green, celebrating the Magnolia Bog. Picking up where we left off last week, if you're considering a pondscaping project with mid-Atlantic native plants for your yard, choosing the right plants for the right location starts with understanding plant combinations that mimic the natural communities of plants found in Northern Virginia. Back in 2011, a personal visit to Winkler Botanical Preserve in Alexandria, Virginia, revealed a glorious magnolia bog remnant as one of the most beautiful examples of how to create a natural pond by mimicking our extraordinary magnolia bog, which is a natural wetland plant community with special bog characteristics, once more common in our area. The Magnolia Bog is so named for the distinctive presence of Magnolia virginiana, commonly called Sweet Bay magnolia, for lemon-scented, creamy white flowers in late spring. Arlingtonians can rediscover this exceptional plant community in Barcroft Park as a result of a 3-year project completed in 2008. That project identified the globally rare and critically threatened magnolia bog in its survey and detailed in its inventory of Arlington County's remaining natural resources. Barcroft contains many regionally rare plants and has more locally rare plants in a single location than any other park or natural area in the county. In addition, Arlingtonians can celebrate the successful Claremont Magnolia Bog project by APS, or Arlington Public Schools. They disconnected the school's underground pipes and detention system, so now the slowly allows the stormwater from the school's roof and fields to soak back into the ground, and they also restored the gravelly, sandy slopes. So check out the Magnolia Bog project on YouTube. The address or link is on your screen. And visit this Magnolia Bog at Barcroft Park or Winkler Botanical Preserve and get inspired. Next week, I'll give you more details on Magnolia Bog plant combinations and a shopping list for your pond project. So remember, it's easy being green when you create a natural pond by mimicking a magnolia bog from our rich natural heritage.
Very nice. A magnolia bog in Barcroft Park. Who knew?
I know, so
Stuff.
rare, so exceptionally
Beautiful.
crazy, you know?
Beautiful. We appreciate it.
They are beautiful.
Thanks, Adele.
Thank you, though.
Thank you.
All right. As promised now, CBB is coming up right after we hear from Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute. Here's Nort.
Hi, I'm Nort Beckerman, the Brain Health Coach. Most people over the age of 30 feel that their brain is a fixed genetic inheritance, that it will be the same throughout their life. That's not the case. Your brain's internal structure is constantly responding to what you do and don't do, using experience-dependent cells. That determines what you can and can't do and what you will and won't do. When your brain is healthy, tissue is relatively uninflamed and cells are functioning as they should. Your cognitive performance is excellent. That's why younger people tend to excel at things like memory and learning. But age isn't what causes cognitive decline. It's what you do or don't do that affects the cognitive health of your brain. But your brain is very forgiving. Understanding the needs of your brain will help you restore it to functioning health and effective cognitive functioning. You can keep it healthy and functioning effectively, regardless of age, by doing proper things. Stop the damage doing. Stop the damage that you're doing with simple carbs, using too much sugar, and sugars added to the foods you buy are damage doers. Stick to complex carbs. Avoid foods high in omega-6 fatty acid and eat foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Make sure you get a sufficient supply of protein each day. and make sure that you're consuming plenty of foods rich in antioxidants so that you're supporting your brain's internal defense force. Continue to learn new things and get plenty of physical exercise. I'm Nort Beckerman, the Brain Health Coach. I'll see you next time for a Brain Healthy Minute.
All right, thanks, Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute. Here we go, as promised now, our CBB, Community Bulletin Board file for this week. On Friday, July 17 at 8 in the morning, award-winning group The Grandsons will perform at Lubber Run, their roots rock style music. Visit thegrandsons.com to learn more about them. And then on Saturday, July 18, and also at 8 p.m., listen to the musicians from the Center for American Military Music Opportunities, or CAMO. CAMO provides music therapy and treatments for veterans with PTSD and TBI. You can also check out www.camomusic.org to learn more about their mission, services, and to donate if you feel so inclined. Daniel.
And on Sunday, July the 19th, 6 p.m., the Americana folk band Shenandoah Run will play at Lubber Run Amphitheater. If you haven't heard their music before, check them out at shenandoahrun.com. Visit them at arlingtonarts.org for more information on these and other upcoming Lubber Run events. Craig.
All right, Daniel. And then on Wednesdays from 3 to 3:30, the Central Library's Youth Services will hold a story time for children with intellectual disabilities and developmental delays. Each session accommodates up to about 10 students with conditions such as autism, Down syndrome, and similar conditions. Registration is open at the library website. The last class will be held August 5th. For more information, give them a call. Here is their number, 703-228-5946. Daniel.
And Craig, regular exercise can improve your brain function. So it makes sense that Arlington Public Library and DC Roadrunners are working together this summer to host a 5K training program. The program will provide the physical and mental preparation needed to run a 5K. If you want to gradually build the mental and physical discipline to run a marathon, then join the group every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Central Library that's located at 1015 North Quincy Street. The goal is to be ready for the 14th annual Arlington Police, Fire and Sheriff 9/11 Memorial 5K. That's on September the 12th. Visit the website at library.arlingtonva.us/events to register for the training group and to learn more. Craig.
All right, Senor Pineda, and also in our CBB file, Realize Roslyn is a plan to guide development in Roslyn over the next 30 years or so. The first 2-year process includes gathering community input. A public hearing on the plan is scheduled for 7 in the evening on Wednesday, July 22nd in the County Boardroom located at 2100 North Clarendon Boulevard. For more information, give them a call. Their number, 703-228-3548. Or you can also email afusarelli, that's afusarelli, there you go, should be on your screen there, at arlingtonva.us if you have any questions, and visit the website shown on your screen. Okay, up next now, as promised, our News for Seniors file, and away we go. Food safety is imperative. People over 65 are more susceptible to illness from bacteria than other folks. Preventing the growth of dangerous microorganisms in food is the key to preventing the millions of illnesses and thousands of deaths each year. Kim Brunette from Arlington County Public Health Division will provide evidence-based information along with practical tips to keep food safe at home and also while dining out. That's coming up Monday, July 20, from 10 to 11 in the morning at Langston Brown Senior Center. For more information and to register for this one, give them a call, 703-228-6300. Daniel.
And Craig, don't get fooled at the supermarket. Stores have excellent deals for healthy food alongside traps that will blow your budget. A volunteer expert from Virginia Cooperative Extension will discuss common sales strategies and how to make them work for both your budget and your health. That's on Monday, July the 20th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. at Aurora Hill Senior Center. Just give them a call at 703-228-5722 for more information.
And Daniel, also in our seniors file, well, are you turning 65 or becoming newly eligible for Medicare in the next year or so? Join Cindy Cook, who's a licensed Medicare agent from Humana at this Medicare education workshop. And you can get some answers to your questions about Medicare. That's coming up Wednesday, July 22, 1:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon at Aurora Hills Senior Center. For more information, give them a call. Here's their number. Should be on your screen there. 703-228-5722. Daniel.
And Craig, finally, enjoy a bilingual conversation about books. Expand your reading selections in both discussions led by Julia Tierig. All participants should speak Spanish as a first language. That's on Tuesday, July the 21st and August the 18th from 10:30 to 11:45 a.m. at Culpeper Garden Senior Center. Just give them a call at 703-228-4403 for more information. And as always, Craig, we want to thank Judy Massabny. Thank you so much, Judy. Gracias.
You bet. All right, we'll be back with a quick bye-bye if we have time right after we hear from the next installment in a continuing series of Rich Remembers.
Hi, this is Rich Massabny with the Arlington Weekly News. It's been over 30 years now, believe it or not. I'm thinking here because we have with us Don Hammond, who's the boss of the Arlington Weekly News. It has to be, it couldn't be 35, 40 years. How long has that been that you've been running the show? 34. 34 years? Okay, I've been with the show 30. And the point is, at that time we don't take the show out of the library area or the where was it where it first was, you know, where we first did George Mason, yeah. And but I remember I went up there to see if I could get a job on the Arlington Weekly News. That was some 30-some years ago. And Don Hammond, of course, he was the guy then. And I have to admit, I don't think you were that wild about me, were you?
Oh, no, I was going to kick you out the door.
I'll do the jokes here, okay? I'll do the jokes. But seriously speaking, it was like a grade B movie in this sense. I always wanted to do television. I think this was kind of natural and about it. And so we used to do, and we still do, on a Wednesday night, we do the shows. And it was a Wednesday night, maybe 7 o'clock or something like that. And I talked to Don and sort of, I don't you know, he was busy with things and whatever it was, you know, going to do the show that night. And he says, okay, get in touch with me in a couple of weeks. I mean, he was not impressed. And had no reason to be impressed, but said, get in touch with me in a couple of weeks. The thing is, though, some guy, you know, just before they were going to start taping the show, just like we do every Wednesday, some guy, and maybe you remember who it was, somebody like a producer, director, or somebody, comes running out, I remember this, and says, Don, and I can't remember the guy's name, Joe, Charlie, somebody, hasn't shown up. And Don, I don't know if you remember this, but Don Hammond said to me, well, can you do 7 minutes on restaurants in the area? And being the kind of guy I am, I said, yeah. And I did. I did 7 minutes of restaurants around town in Arlington, and then Don said, "Well, come back next week," and I've been doing it ever since. It was a great experience. And now let's go back to the news desk.
Rich,
that was awesome.
we miss our friend Rich Massabny, and we're hanging in there, and we'll keep
Yeah.
it going till you get back here and join us.
Miss
So
you,
wait for
Rich.
to come back and join us. Feel good, better, and continue to get stronger every day. Thanks, Rich. Another session of installment of Rich Remembers for you right here on AWN. We'll be back with a quick bye-bye if we have time, right after we hear from Miriam, Gennari, and her guests. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. My guest today is Janine Finnell. Janine is a clean energy ambassador and the founder of Leaders in Energy. Thanks for joining me, Janine.
Thank you, Miriam. It's a delight to be here. I appreciate you having me on your show, and it's great to talk about one of my favorite topics, leaders in energy.
Well, you know what? This topic is why this show exists. So please, for our viewers' sake, tell us a little bit about why you created Leaders in Energy and what you do.
You know, I founded Leaders in Energy because I wanted to connect with other clean energy and sustainability professionals who are concerned about issues affecting our planet and society and who really want to make a difference. And I feel I can contribute and make a difference because of my experience both internationally and domestically working on clean energy and sustainability issues. I wanted to connect with others that can make a similar contribution.
Well, when you bring all of these people together, and I understand that your group has over 1,500 members, they're coming from all different energy sectors, sometimes competing perspectives. So how do you get them to work together?
You know, that's so interesting because our group is really a microcosm of our larger society where you see such contentious debates between fracking and climate change and should we do carbon tax and cap and trade or pricing, taxes, that sort of thing. So it's very interesting to see it play out in the group. But at times, as a moderator, particularly in the LinkedIn group, I do have to remind people to be respectful and professional. But I don't think there's any one-size-fits-all solution. We really need to be open to all kinds of energy resources. So we do need nuclear, we do need renewables, we do need energy efficiency. Want to be open to those solutions, not get polarized and locked down so we don't make progress.
Well, and one of the ways that you've made great progress is bringing people together through some wonderful events. And at your events, you have a combination of researchers, business innovators, and of course, government. When you have a group like that together, can you get things done?
We're really working on that, I'll tell you. In fact, you had a guest on 2 weeks ago that runs a clean energy incubator in the area.
Right, Dave McCarthy.
And we had an event where we had people looking at funding clean tech innovation and how to bring money in to help entrepreneurs and businesses really get these new clean technologies off the ground. You're looking at a slide right now that I brought with me on our recent June bioeconomy event. And boy, there are exciting things happening in the bioeconomy, bioenergy, looking at algae, different ways to produce alternative fuels. It's so exciting.
You have Department of Agriculture, Department of Energy. You have some heavy hitters at these events.
Industry and entrepreneurs as well.
Right.
We want to be inclusive to everyone.
Well, I think that's wonderful, but I have to tell you that at times I'm quite discouraged. And I see that your enthusiasm and you're so motivated to help people find these solutions. How do you stay motivated?
I think it's because I'm seeing rays of hope out there, and I brought a couple slides to illustrate these points. One is the Martin generating plant, which is a hybrid natural gas solar plant that's located in Florida, the Martin generating plant operated by Florida Power and Light. But it's just so fascinating where they have these parabolic solar troughs that are generating electricity, and when the sun doesn't shine, then the natural gas system hops in. So it's wonderful, and it reduces natural gas emissions.
All together, they're all working together.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh.
So I think we need more of those kinds of systems. I think that's really exciting on the central station side. And then I brought another slide on microgrids, because that moves you away from central stations where right now we turn on the lights. Most probably it came from a power plant, you know, coal, natural gas, nuclear perhaps in Virginia. And we're moving more towards distributed, decentralized systems where you're producing the power closer to where you need it. So you've got that solar panel on your roof, maybe your micro turbine, or your fuel cell, maybe a little in the future a bioenergy generator in the back, but connecting it. So it is also create more resiliency, so that when you do have your power outages and everything, you're not reliant on a larger system, but you've got these these mini systems that are much more reliable.
And that's really important here in Arlington, where we're talking about having a central grid and developing a sustainable energy platform in Crystal City. So that's wonderful, and I'm so glad you're a resident here. Now,
so am I.
now I have to. Before we wrap up, I just have to ask you: do you think that there's any hope for getting people to conserve energy?
You know, that's an excellent question. I'm so glad you mentioned it, because O-Power is located right in Arlington, and I think one of the ways to conserve energy is to provide them with better information. You know, I heard David McKay, the Cambridge physicist out of England, giving a great TED talk, and he said, I give these talks all the time, but I don't even know how much energy I conserve. So he got smart, started to look at how much he consumed, and he was able to drastically reduce it. Kind of like being on a diet. If you know what you're eating, then you can reduce it and eat more healthily, and we need to eat, you know, more healthily in terms of our energy resources.
I feel better just having you here, Janine, and I want to thank you so much for coming here and sharing Leaders in Energy. I want other people to get in touch with you and find out how they can become involved. So how do they do that?
We have a wealth of social media resources. We have a wonderful website. If anyone is interested in blogging on topics of interest, please contact us. We have a great Leaders in Energy group where you can connect with international professionals all over the world.
And now, will you come back and see us again?
I would love to.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much. Janine Finnell from Leaders in Energy. I want to thank my viewers for joining me here for another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.
All right, there. All right, appreciate
Thank you.
that. Thanks, Miriam.
Thanks,
We
Miriam.
need a little something about Leaders in Energy there.
Good
The
stuff.
energy conservative, I guess you might say.
Good stuff.
The energy green.
Save energy.
Save
Save it,
energy.
yeah.
All right, well, that's about our app. Anything else to say?
Feliz cumpleaños.
Thank
Feliz
you.
Cumpleaños.
Yeah.
The
I've been
translation.
Merry Christmas.
No, it's Feliz
Happy
Navidad.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
We were just talking about Christmas. That's
Okay,
all.
well, happy birthday to all you birthday people out there.
Who's the Spanish speaker here?
Yeah, really. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, come on back next week and we'll do it all again in another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Have a safe week. Take care. Bye-bye.